Metric conversions. So metric units, we have the base unit for the metric system is going to be your meter, your liter, and your gram. So those are your base units. Then you have your kilo, which is your largest unit, the hecto, the deca, the deci, the centi, and the milli. These three are your smaller units in the metric system, okay? So when you convert between units, it depends on which way you're moving the decimal point. Either you're multiplying or dividing, okay? So the rule is to change from a large to a small unit. So for example, if you're going from kilograms all the way to milligrams, you're going to multiply, okay? You're going to multiply. And then that means you're going to move the decimal you're moving it to the right. So if you're going from large to small units, you're moving the decimal to the right, you're multiplying. You're really multiplying, okay? To change from a small to a large unit, you're going to divide. So if you're going from millimeters to kiloliters, you're going to divide. You're moving the decimal to the left. Okay? So let's do a couple together. So we want to do 28 kilometers equals, we don't know centimeters. So what I do is I'm going to start at the kilo, which is K. You know your meter, that stands for kilometers, so we're talking about length, right? And so I'm going to start at 28. I got to get to centimeters. So that means I'm going to use the King Henry does usually drink chocolate milk. All right, so K stands for kilo, H stands for hecta, does stands for deca. It stands for your unit or your base unit. The drink stands for deci. The chocolate stands for centi, and the milk stands for milli. Okay, so if I want to get from kilometers, okay, all the way to centimeters, okay, I'm gonna see how many units I'm going to move over. So I'm going to start here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that means what I'm doing is if I'm going to the right, I'm actually multiplying. So I'm going to take 2,800 and I'm going to multiply by a power of 10. So since I moved 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, I'm going to add 5 zeros. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm really multiplying by 100,000, okay? So 28 times 100,000 is going to give me 28, right? 28 times 1, and then add the 5 zeros at the end. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So that's 2,800,000 centimeters. So when you go into the right, you're moving the decimal. So instead of saying it's the same thing, saying times 100,000, it really is taking your 28. Here's my decimal point, and I'm moving it 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 places. So whenever you're moving a decimal to the right, you're actually multiplying, okay? Let's look at milliliters to liters. So if I want to go from, here's milli, okay, I'm going to start here. So I'm starting at 45 milliliters, and I want to get to liters, which is my base unit. So starting here, you notice I'm going to the left. If I'm going to the left, I'm actually dividing by a power of 10, okay? So if I'm going from milliliters to liters, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3. So really, I'm dividing by 1, 2, 3 zeros, 1,000, okay? So I'm taking 45 divided by 1,000, or I can do 45, here's my decimal point, and I'm going to move it back how many times? 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So I'm moving 1, 2, and 3. So my decimal point is decimal point 045. Now what you could do if you're not sure where that decimal point is, you can actually put in your calculator 45 divided by 1,000, and this is what's going to come up in your calculator is the decimal point 045. That's what's going to happen. Okay, so if you're unsure where your decimal point is, always do 45 divided by, and then your power of 10 or 1,000. Okay. Let's try number 1. So I want to go from 60 meters to millimeters. So meters is my base unit. I'm starting right here. Then I want to get to millimeters. I'm going to the right. If I'm going to the right, that means I'm multiplying by a power of 10. So how many times am I moving? 1, 2, 3. So that's going to be 1, 2, 3 zeros with 1. I'm multiplying by 1,000. So 60 times 1,000 is going to be 60 with 3 zeros on the end. So 60,000 milliliters. 12 milliliters, so I'm going to start at the end, millimeters to, I'm going to centimeters. So I'm going milliliters, I'm actually milliliters to centimeters. I'm going to the left. If I'm going to the left, I'm actually dividing. Okay, so here's milliliters. I'm going 1 time, so that's 1 0. So I'm dividing by 10. So 12 divided by 10, you put that in the calculator, and it's going to be coming 1 decimal 2, 1 2/10 centimeters. Okay. We're going to go from kilograms to grams. So we're going to start at the king or the kilograms down to, we're getting to the grams of the base unit. So I'm starting here. Since I'm going from big to small, I'm going to multiply. I'm going to the right. So if I go 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3 zeros with a 1 in the end, I am multiplying by 1,000. So 6.6 1/10 times 1,000 will move my decimal. Like again, you put that in the calculator. If you're not sure where your decimal point is going to go, put 6 1/10 times 1,000 in the calculator, and you're going to get 610. This is really what's happening. You're moving the decimal 3 times. 1, 2, 3. So you're going to end up with 6,100 grams. Okay? All right, let's do number 4. Centimeters to meters. So I'm going to centimeters. I'm starting centimeters. I'm going to meters. That means I'm going to the left. If I'm going to the left, I'm dividing by a power of 10. Okay? So 70, and I'm going from centimeters to meters. So I move 1, 2. So I'm dividing by 2 zeros, 2 zeros and a 1, so that's 100. So 70 divided by 100 is going to give me, I'm moving it twice to the left, 1, 2. So here we go. Here's my decimal point. 1, 2 is going to be 0.7. Okay? Now I'm going number 5, millimeters to centimeters. So those millimeters, and I'm going to centimeters. So I'm going to the left. When I go to the left, I'm going to divide. So here's milliliters. How many times am I going? Once. So 1 and 1 0, that's 1 time. Okay, so 120 divided by 10 is going to give me 12. As far as number 19 goes, I'm going from grams, your base unit, all the way to milligrams. Okay, so that means I'm going from to the right. When I'm going to the right, I'm multiplying. So I count grams to milliliters, milligrams, all right, grams to milligrams. I'm going 1, 2, 3. So I'm multiplying by 1,000. 3 spaces, 3 zeros. I move 3, put a 1, and add 3 zeros. So that means I'm multiplying by 1,000. So 19 times 1 is 19, and add your 3 zeros. Okay? So what I would like you to try on your own is I would like you to try these middle ones right here. Okay, see if you can do these. 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. Okay, do these ones right here. Okay, so just worry about 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, if you want to go ahead and try number 13 and 14, you're welcome to do that. Well, we're going to do this in class because this is more comparing. Okay, so it's either you have to convert one into one unit to the other. So if you want to try those, that's fine, but what I really want you to do is focus on 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So this was the metric units conversions.